What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk to you about something very serious to my heart. And it's how a lot of older people do things to stay relevant. And sometimes it puts them in positions that they can't get out of. Pictured up here, everybody knows who this guy is from the recent news that's been out and from interviews he's done on YouTube and various other platforms. This is Keefe D, Duane Davis. This guy is the last remaining survivor of those that were in the car that shot Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight in Vegas. Now, this man has done interviews about his book, told things from his perspective, implicated people, and ultimately got himself sent right to the plantation with his own words that came out his mouth about his involvement in the shooting of Tupac. I'm going to play this video that gives a lot of intel on how he was caught and why he's sitting up in the courtroom today, because he went to court today, a 60-year-old man looking stupid as I don't know what. Check this out. We're going to come back and talk about this.
Live at 5, more information about what a grand jury saw before they decided to indict Duane Keefe D. Davis in the murder of Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago. Thank you so much for joining us. Live at 5, I'm Trisha Keene. Channel 13 has obtained newly released video and photos, part of the evidence seen by the grand jury. And our Brian Horwath has more on what it all means.
It's becoming more apparent that Duane Keefe D. Davis likely talked himself into his own indictment nearly 3 decades after the murder of Tupac Shakur.
We now know more evidence considered by a Clark County grand jury in returning an indictment against Duane Keefe D. Davis. It consists mainly of Davis's own words gathered over the past few years from interviews he gave.
I got no reason to lie.
In various public forums on YouTube and in an autobiography, Davis described the events that brought down the rap legend.
Y'all need to come buy my book, Compton's a Street Legend. It's a good read, man. It's nothing but the truth.
Davis admitted to being one of 4 people in the infamous white Cadillac that fateful September night. He says his crew noticed Tupac because the rapper was hanging out of the front passenger side window of a black BMW driven by Suge Knight along Flamingo Road near the Strip.
Shit, he had half his body out the window. Yeah.
Contrary to what gang member Denvonta Lee told the grand jury, jurors heard Davis claim in an interview with Urban City TV it was Orlando Anderson, his nephew, who shot Shakur on September 7th, 1996.
He gave the gun to Orlando, and Orlando shot Tupac and Suge.
Yeah, he did his thing, yeah.
Davis also said after the shooting, his crew went back to their Strip hotel to pop bottles.
Did nobody know but us 4 that was in the car.
The other 3 men in that car with Davis are now all deceased, and investigators say it's unlikely Davis would have ever been arrested if he hadn't opened his mouth.
Orlando, not to tell nobody, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I said, on this type of you can't be telling nobody. That's the only way you're going to stay free.
Davis is set to be arraigned on a single charge of murder before District Court Judge Tierra Jones Wednesday morning. Reporting from the Regional Justice Center.
All right, guys. That's the story of how they brought everything back to Keefe D. And a few things stick out to me that I really want to talk to you guys about tonight. The first thing is this man profited and relished attention off of the death of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? A legendary rapper. I don't understand it. He's the last remaining survivor of the people in that car. He's went on all these different interviews and ran his mouth and subsequently put himself in a position he can't get out of, like I just said earlier. Think about this, man. Somebody's dead. You're still talking about this. It's 30-something years later. People do a lot of stuff to keep themselves relevant when he should have just let it go. You know, there was nobody caught and nobody, you know, it was one of the greatest mysteries. You couldn't let it go. Couldn't let it go. You a 60-year-old man and you still trying to be in the streets or just get your beak wet just in the streets to get some type of credibility. And it cost you big. I'm sure this guy got a wife. I know he probably got kids. Shameful, man. Another thing is this. Why he couldn't just lay low? Like I said earlier. Tupac dead and buried, man. I wouldn't have did no interviews. You made that book. I don't know, man. Man, listen. Fame must be something to have these dudes just losing their mind. This guy talking reckless about himself. About himself. Your nephew is gone as well. You already came out and said, I guess because he's dead, it was him that did it. I seen this guy on interviews. What prompted me to do this video? I seen this guy on interviews. A lot of YouTube shorts have him on there too. You go look him up. He's sitting up there smiling. Hey, I'm going to leave this to the code of the streets. Man, you 60-something years old, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it. At what point in our lives do we grow up and then just enjoy the journey and reflect on the album of life that we survived and experienced enjoyment in, moving on to the next phase? Seriously. Another thing is this. He's still trying to be relevant. I seen him on DJ Vlad's channel one time for an interview. That's how I knew about who he was. And I'm like, this guy is talking to where people can take something from him. I'm sure he did jail time. He should know this. I mean, you just anything to be associated with something. And this is dumb stuff. A man died that meant a lot to a lot of people. I mean, I understand you got street problems and all of this other stuff. Supposedly this thing had started from a stolen chain in California. Y'all in Vegas fighting over that. Tupac died. Suge survived. You ever notice that the craziest people that need to go be the ones that survive, and the ones you want to keep around be gone? They would ask him in the interview, hey, so would it be safe to say if you was on the left side of the car and you pulled up and seen Tupac and them, would you have shot the gun? He's smiling. What's funny? What's funny? For real, what's funny? You put in the book, you said you put the Glock in the back seat. Then later on in the interview, you just seen, the snippet of the interview, he told his cousin, hey, you got to keep your mouth closed. That's the only way you want to stay out and stay free. All the while you running your mouth to get locked up. Now all four of them, the other three are gone. That puts it all on you. And what they do, y'all, first degree murder, boom, boom, he the one that killed Tupac. And it's going to stick because you ran your mouth. You the jury star witness against yourself. Yourself. This is one of the strangest things I've ever seen somebody. I mean, people do this all the time. But I mean, at his age, he should have some knowledge and wisdom of the streets for being out there that know that you keep your mouth closed. It's a lot of old people out here that are older. You understand what I'm saying? Like me, I'm 50 years old. I know my limits and I know my boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And I know where I'm at in life and where I want to go as the sun sets on my existence on this planet. This man's 60 years old and act like he ain't. Damn. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I mean, maybe I'm thinking too deep in this, but he should know better. You talked yourself right in contention for first degree murder, and you got it. Another thing is this. Regardless of the fight and all of this stuff, the dude that you had shoot Tupac was your nephew. The way I see it, from all the interviews and the way it was, I think he probably had that gun in the back seat for his nephew. Yo, you want to catch a body? Yo, such and such. Oh, there you go right there. Because remember he said, oh, we saw him hanging up the thing. He couldn't shoot from that side of the car. Nephew right there. Yo, you want to get your get back? Put him up. That's your nephew. Your brother or your sister's son. And you got him in the same establishment that you in. Cost him his life in the street. I don't know how it is to take somebody's life like that. I don't know if it gives you a rush or whatever when you into that type of lifestyle of establishment where you destroy people that look like you. I don't know. Don't care to know. But I do know that it could have been avoided. When you love somebody, you protect them. Then when you love fame more than anything and glory, things happen the way they happen. This guy right here comes off as a moron to me. Words and actions say a lot. You're doing all them interviews, even in the book you told on yourself. So now they got you in they ain't even got you in interrogation. They probably just put you in a cell. Set the trial date. Because you told everything. You already snitched on yourself, so you can't cut a deal. This is an iconic music legend, and they're going to throw the book at you. Number one, it took them a long time to put it on you, and they face scrutiny and all this stuff. You think they're going to let you go with a slap on the wrist? Little 10, 15 years? No, they're going to put you in jail till you fall out. 25 years for you probably is a life sentence. I don't understand it, man. Man, it's like, man, what are we thinking out here? But listen, leave me a comment, man. Tell me if I missed something. But I mean, this sounds crazy, right? I mean, who would do this to themselves? You taking all these interviews, you know you're going to get hit with questions in different type of ways to see if they can get information out of you. It's the media, it's what they do. Don't have nobody, I don't know if you had an advisor like, hey man, look, watch this. This guy interviews people. You got to watch how he asks these questions a certain way. And you just happily spewing out all the answers they need, and as well as the police. Now I got you sitting up in there. Looking crazy. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is a damn shame. Take care.